stop talking now, listen to me now instead, sorry. So, cauliflower. That's what I'm here to show you how we made that cauliflower, or put that together. But you know, when we were making this, cutting up these pieces of cauliflower this afternoon, I grabbed a cauliflower and I said to Kay, man, these things look like a brain. And, you know, they really do. And when you cut it in half, it looks like a brain cut in half. And so we were talking about this and we said, I wonder if cauliflowers have got something in them that's good for your brain. So we Googled it, as you do, and guess what? They have got something that is extremely important for your brain. A stuff called choline, C-H-O-L-I-N-E. That's in the cauliflower. It's an essential nutrient for our brain, and there's heaps of it in cauliflower. But isn't that extraordinary? It looks like a brain as well. I mean, I just think something's going on here. I think the creator was having a little bit of fun when he created brains and cauliflower to give us a bit of a message. It's amazing, isn't it? So cauliflower, it's come a long way in New Zealand cuisine. Back in the day, you know, people boiled cauliflower till it was great and smothered in cream cheese sauce. But since then, people have started doing all sorts of nice things with cauliflower. Like you've heard of baking cauliflowers and cauliflower rice, and cauliflower's great in soup. That the actual flavour of the vegetable is actually great in soup and stews. So it's way more than something to be boiled. You can do a lot more with it. Cauliflower fritters are absolutely fabulous. And today we're going to look at cauliflower salad. As I say, when I was little, we used to go to the Croatian picnics in the summertime, and invariably one of the aunties would make this salad, and as a kid I really liked it. So if a kid likes it, that's the acid test. It must be okay. So that's what, this is how I remember it. I've got a couple of variations because back then, in the olden days when I was little, they didn't have some of the things that we use now. So we'll just run through that. So basically what I've done is I've cut up the cauliflower into pieces about, like what you saw about, we've got a picking there, Frank, about this big. And then into a pot of boiling water, salted boiling water, goes the cauliflower that you've cut up. And you want it, the trick is to cook it not too much and not enough. You want it to be just off firm. If it's still firm, it won't be any good, and if it's too sloppy, it just goes to pieces when you toss it. So cook it to it, so it's just got the firm taken out of it, if you can understand that. And then what you want to do is put it, drain it out of the pot and put it on the bench to cool down. That's really, really important. If you do it when it's still hot, it won't absorb the flavours as well. The heat will kill the flavours, and it will go to a mushy paste when you come to toss it. So cool it right down, and it gets sort of firm again somehow without being too firm. So that's basically what's happened here. This is boiled, cooled, and here it is sitting here waiting to be having flavours added to it. So the first thing I'm going to put in is a red onion. And when we cut up the red onion, I haven't got my glasses, so I'm going to just do this as best I can, is to make it as thin as possible. If it's thick, it won't be as good. When I remember going to see a friend of mine, and her father was a very good vegetable gardener, and he used to grow red onions. And when he grew his red onions, and we took them out of the ground and used them in a salad, they were sweet. Like, they were not sharp. They were more sweet than sharp, juicy and sweet. And he said the secret to growing red onions well is to grow them fast. If they grow fast in hot weather, so you've got to have good weather, and you can never be in complete control of that. But if you're growing them fast and water them well, and they get juicy and sweet, and well, man, they were nice. You could almost, I won't say completely, but almost eat one just like that. They were so nice. I didn't grow these ones. I just bought these ones, and they won't be as nice as those ones that he'd grown, but they're still very good to use. But just don't make your pieces too thick, make them nice and thin. And that last bit on the end is, it's going to go back in there because it's too hard to do. So into the bowl with your cauliflower goes there, and break up the things so you get them into individuals. Little strips, nice little slices, so there's a bit that can come out. And the next thing to go in is chives. Chives are great at the moment. I've got masses of them in the garden. I've just really enjoyed having those. Just starting to flower now, so there's only about a week left, and it'll start to not be as good. But cut these up really, really fine. A number of people I know can't eat onions. I don't know if you know anyone who's in that category. And but they can eat green onions. Like, they can't eat the white, but they can eat. Like, they can't eat the bottom of the leek, but they can eat the top of the leek. Or they can't eat red of the shallot, but they can eat the green of the shallot. And chives is something that they can eat. And the onion family is so incredibly good for you. It's good if you can have something like chives instead of the white bit of the onion, because you're still getting that incredible health benefit from this beautiful, beautiful herb. It's probably one of my favourite herbs, chives. Just lovely. And so easy to grow. They just seed everywhere. They just come up all over the show. And I don't mind that one little bit. It's great. So we're going to put in as much as we want. We can put half of this in or all of it in. I'm going to stick it all in. Cutting it nice and fine. Don't make it too big. It looks a lot prettier when they're cut with a bit of finesse, I reckon. Good. So that's going to go in. Take that out. So red onions, chives, and a bit of olive oil, maybe 2 tablespoons, something like that. I'm going to do a bit of a Jamie Oliver here, just as it happens, about that much. And some apple cider vinegar. Okay, so it's about the same amount of that, maybe slightly less than the oil, maybe 2 tablespoons of oil, maybe 1.5 of this, something like that. Give or take a wee bit. Go in there. And then we're going to put in a little bit of salt. Just about half a teaspoon for that amount, I'd say, not quite that much. You can always add a bit more, don't go too heavy-handed to start with. And some herb salt I've got here. This is that Rapunzel herb salt. My Croatian aunts would use pepper, black pepper, but black pepper's not quite so good for us, so that's where we get the Rapunzel? Yeah, Pico's have the Rapunzel salt. Yeah, that's where I've seen it, okay? So that's it. Now you can make that like that, and so long as you don't toss it, it can sit there for an hour, even 2 hours. But once you toss it, you've got to eat it fairly soon. So you can get organised and get that ready like that, and then cover it with some Glad wrap or a plate or something. And then, just before you come to serve it, then give it a good toss. So, what's that?
Why is that?
Because it goes soggy. Once you've tossed it, it goes soggy after about 15 or 20 minutes. So so toss and eat straight away. Yeah, and then that'll make a big difference to how nice it will be to eat. But if I tossed it and then served this in 2 hours, it won't be quite as nice as it will be in 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there we are. That's it. Looks pretty, and that's there's your Croatian salad. Good to go.